All right, I think we are live. This is an impromptu show because we got to talk about the Ghislaine Maxwell trial that just came out. So, that came out.
The verdict. The trial's been kind of long awaited,
Yeah,
slow going. How long ago was she arrested? I mean, it's been a while.
she was arrested like back in September, wasn't it?
So it's been a while coming, it feels like.
Well, and I've got feelings on what went down.
So British socialite Ghislaine Maxwell convicted Wednesday, so yesterday. This is hot off the press. And she was convicted of 5 of the 6 federal sex trafficking charges, and some of those are like conspiracy.
Yeah, that's her.
But they kept it super quiet. Like the Rittenhouse trial, like everyone heard it. You got to listen to all of the testimony, but this...
Well, okay. One, it's because it's a federal case.
It's a federal case,
so
yes.
you can't have cameras and humming in a federal case. Hello, King of
Hueco
Mundo. Anyways,
he's terrible. He's pronunciation.
I am
Not good with it.
I am fantastic at it. But anyways, so in federal cases you can't have stuff. But all right, so Ghizzy is found guilty. She is. They're like, oh, she's a bad person. Lock her up, and then I imagine Law and Order going ping ping, like they do on the song
at the end of the...
Yeah, and so
she faces up to 65 years. You think she'll get 65 years?
Well, we'll go into that in a second. But it is us, so we've got to chat about a little bit of news real quick.
Oh, yes.
We have to. So
fun news.
In the news, you know what? We'll kick off with this one. Okay, so in Brazil, Simayo Soto, the mayor of the city of I said that perfect. Matter of fact, he's probably right now going, "Hey, that's me." The mayor of the city of Borba and the former councilor Irineu Alves da Silva, they had a difference. It was over a water park, right? They had a, I guess, planned to build a water park, or one wanted it, the other one didn't. So what these two dudes did is they got in the MMA ring and just went for it. Three rounds.
I want every political dispute settled this way. Can you imagine, like Nancy Pelosi?
Well, no, AOC right now, and that what's that? The chick,
yeah,
the one that carries a gun.
Yeah.
Dang it. Anyways, they're in an argument right now. Dude, let's do
MMA.
Chick MMA fights are big sellers. We could settle the national debt.
I would buy to watch.
They're both attractive ladies.
I would buy to watch. I don't pay to watch MMA.
I kid you not. I would buy it twice. That would be the funnest fight. Just 3 rounds.
Yeah. Settle it like adults.
Oh.
Get in the ring.
So Simayo Soto, he went to the fighting rink, and like while they're in there, when they'd hit the bell, like they did this on the 12th of December. He would go over, like when the bell he'd go over to the other side and run his finger across the other guy's neck, like, I'm gonna kill you. That's why I haven't watched any of it. I should.
Yeah, they posted it to Facebook.
So yeah, Da Silva had some awesome kicks in there, and I don't know.
Punched him in the face. Yes.
And I am going to watch this afterwards. I think we all should. I am going to share a link to it on our Facebook. I'm going to watch this. I think this is awesome. This is the way it should be done.
Yeah.
They should just battle it out right in the ring.
Winner takes all.
Gosh, man, just go for it,
I think anytime a new tax law is written in, that whoever writes it has to fight the winner
of the
public.
Whoever fights it or whoever writes it has to fight Like last year's heavyweight champion. Let's
yeah,
do that.
Like the winner. Yeah. So like there's
No,
all
no,
these
no.
little battles going on, and then the winner.
To the boss.
Yes.
But no, what I want him to do is I want the guy who writes tax laws to get punched in the head lots. Anyways, side note. I don't like theft. But yeah, I don't know. I think that's fun. I'm going to watch that after this. I didn't have a chance to watch today. Just saw it come across my humana. But I'm going to share the link onto our Facebook. This is just the funnest of the fun. We're reading off republicworld.com.
It's the best.
It's an
Only
Indian,
way.
An Indian portal, I believe, because it says I can read it in Hindi. I wonder what it looks like in Hindi. That might be awesome. But anyway, so back to Ghizzy. So, verdict of Ghislaine Maxwell. Charge 1, conspiracy to entice individuals under the age of 17 to travel in interstate commerce to engage in illegal sex acts.
Guilty.
Now, what I think is 17 is that age because across the states you have different ages of consent. So I think under the Commerce Guide, and I'd have to look into it more, there's probably a generalized age of 17 is like to travel. Okay, count 2. Enticement of an individual, says Jane only. Now, Jane would be a Jane Doe, and maybe there's a Julie Doe, and because they kept all their names hidden. Under the age of 17 to travel with the intent to engage in illegal sex acts. She was found not guilty on that, and maybe that's just because it was one person, or maybe that person is aged out. And because that was looked at as maybe a individual suit, maybe I don't know. I tried looking it up, but I made the mistake of using Google and it didn't tell me anything. Count 3, conspiracy to transport individuals under the age of 17 with the intent to engage in criminal sexual activity, found guilty. Count 4, transportation of an individual under the age of 17, Jane only, with the intent to engage in criminal sexual activity.
So there's it looks like there's an overlap in 1 and count 4 because 1 is illegal sex acts and then she was found guilty of the criminal sex acts.
Maybe Jane was not illegal sex acts, but criminal sexual activity.
But was criminal, yes.
Okay, so that might be it. It may not be about one person. It may be that Jane was sent down to do not illegal sex acts. I never thought I would hear myself say that out loud in my life.
It's wordsmithing, but I'm sure that there's a difference between illegal and criminal. They feel very much the same to us Lamanites, but...
Well, under my assumption, if you're having sex with an underage person, that's
both
an illegal sex act.
And it's criminal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
But maybe
the there
one
was an
focuses
overlap
on the act and the other one focuses on the two people. Okay. Count 5, conspiracy to commit sex trafficking of individuals under the age of 18, found guilty. Count 6, sex trafficking of an individual, Carolyn Doe. I thought they would go with all J's on that. I really did. Of an individual under the age of 18. Now, there has been some conspiracy during this case. One, a couple of publications have released the names, and I think the prosecutor have released the names on accident a few times.
Well, there was like almost 30 witnesses that were called.
Yeah, but okay. All right. The verdict capped a month-long trial featuring sordid accounts of sexual exploitation of girls as young as 14, told by 4 women who described being abused as teens in the 1990s and early 2000s at Epstein's palatial homes in Florida, New York, and New Mexico. No one came on and talked about that island, Baby St. John or whatever it's called.
Well, we do know that they deposed the pilots.
Mm-hmm.
And the pilots made reference to travel back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
And they deposed quite a few people who were employed by Ghislaine and Epstein.
Yeah.
And all of them made slight reference, but I think that it all feels very sketchy.
The whole thing. But we're gonna dig into that a little more. One, this shows us this whole thing, everything. Why this year is the year, I should say this last 4 years is the year we see that the FBI is a dishonest actor. I mean,
if
right
you
now,
didn't already know.
well, right now that Gretchen Whitmer case might get thrown out. It might get thrown out, that kidnapping deal.
Yeah.
Because the FBI, there were 18 dudes involved. 12 of them are FBI informants or FBI individuals.
So we've got a couple of comments. So he's...
Let's pull this over.
King of Hueco Mundo says, I just tell you something.
Hold on, say that again for me.
King of Hueco Mundo?
Did I not say it that way?
No, you said Hueco Mundo.
Sorry.
He says, I just tell you something. Nothing will be done and it will be forgotten. Exactly.
Yeah.
They will say she will be locked up, but will be living in luxury.
I'm going to go further on that. I'm going to proselytize here in a minute, but yeah. I tell you something that the sickos that run the world have their people, and this is the insane stuff that if a normal person would be caught in the first week 100%. That is correct. Yeah.
Not only caught, but anyone who is not in this elite group would serve all the time. And there wouldn't just be 6 charges. There would be, we see these cases all the time where there's like 42 charges, 55 charges. Like we're talking a long history of sex trafficking young girls and who knows what else.
Yeah.
And she's facing 6 charges and found guilty on 5 of the 6?
Yeah. Well, we'll go into that a little more. They had the pilots come on and everything else. And I guess names were brought out in private. And you remember the prosecutors seemed to focus it all on Trump. That's the only name they'd mention. Mm-hmm. Of course, that's Comey's daughter was the prosecutor.
Uh-huh.
So that's Comey,
Connections.
the FBI head that was fired by Trump. But they didn't bring up any other names. Now, I'm not saying Trump's guilty or innocent. Honestly,
we don't know.
Don't care. I think all of them. What we need is the names. Who were the Johns in this operation? And I still think, to the core of my being, that her father was a honeypot controller for the Mossad, and she took over and groomed Epstein into being the honeypot controller for whoever he was, for, be it CIA, Mossad, or even maybe private banking actors or whatever. I still think he was a honeypot controller. He was the face of it, and she, I think, was handed the mantle by her father. She had just too many instances of her being knee-deep involved in this. But so she gets found guilty, and then the judge jumps in like a hero and seals the case.
Yeah.
All the names disappear. We had all those names we had. Hopefully we all screenshotted a little bit of stuff, because now those names have gone back into being disappeared down the and
scrubbed.
Honestly, I think every name on that list that flew should be deposed. And let's remember, the FBI was investigating into this in the 90s. The FBI was interviewing people. So how does that go away? You got what, Prince Philip and all those shady bastards. It's all creepy. And King of Hueco Mundo, huh?
Better.
Is that a high five action right there?
That's Hueco Mundo. It's a little closer.
Mundo. Sorry, buddy. I'll get it next time. Anyways, this is proof to me that everyone is involved. Yes. And if they're not involved, like, what if this is a honeypot deal?
You know, they were, and when we talk about everybody, we have to recognize that it's so much bigger than even we anticipate. Because, like, if you were following the Ghislaine trial and you were posting about it on Twitter, they censored your accounts.
Yeah. What about
Just speaking about it got you censored.
what if you're Comey's daughter and you're looking at that list and you see your dad's name on there? He was head of FBI. Perfect honeypot trap.
Mm-hmm.
You know, was he? I don't know, but maybe someone close to him, someone who mentored him was. But that's what we're looking at. This is all. So before we go into my predictions, we got another news story. I'm going to make Betsy read this one.
No.
This one is my favoriteest.
Okay, so I heard about this. I actually tried to talk Jared into let's start up a business. So
The best part would be we start them up saying they're yours, but they're actually mine. We would kill some people. Honestly, which one of us would go to jail for the murder?
True. Me.
Let's do it. I can live with that.
So they titled this perfectly, "The Sweet Smell of Success." Although I wouldn't have gone with sweet. So it's about having a side hustle that's very lucrative. Stephanie Motto, who starred in TLC's TV series 90 Day Fiancé, listen, she's not stupid.
No, not at all.
She farts in a jar.
So was she the fiance or on the 90 Day Fiancé? From what I understand, I've looked into the show. From what I understand it's like green card marriages.
Yes. Yeah. So 90 Day Fiancé is basically under the premise that they apply for the spousal visa.
Uh-huh.
They have 90 days once it's applied for and approved to be married.
So
90 Day Fiancé
is she from
follows
somewhere
that 90
else
days.
or is she from here and got had by someone else?
I believe she's from here.
Okay.
And here's what she does. She takes a little jar. I don't know her preparation. I don't know if she eats broccoli, eggs,
You know it ain't
asparagus. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. But then
sitting down to a big bowl of Wendy's chili.
She farts
in a jar.
Spins the lid on.
Tighten it down.
And she's making a fortune selling these jars.
She is making, as of this story, which was on the 15th, she is making sells her farts in a jar for $45,000. Now, is that $45,000 a year? Is that a week? Is that
Listen, I would feel it was a success if I made $4.50 off of a fart jar.
I'm
like,
telling
win,
you.
get a coffee.
Now, there's a picture on here. She's got the fart in a jar and it has something red in it. Could that be a rose? Like she drops a rose in there so you get a potpourri of
fart and
of delight.
Hibiscus flower or something. I don't know. I don't know. Listen, I don't know. I don't know what you were drinking when you thought this up, but it's brilliant.
It's a big win. Big win. Hey.
It's gross.
What am I going to sell?
I would spend zero money on a fart in a jar. Zero.
Okay. Hold on. No, here's the question. But would you spend, say, $5 to mail it to a friend?
Listen.
I would mail a fart to a jar in a friend on every high holiday, on every birthday. That would be thank you cards for things they done for me.
See, and with the flour inside, you're enticing them to open it and take a big whiff.
Oh, just pull it in deep.
And yeah, it's evil in a very maniacally genius way.
I love it. But anyways, back to Ghizzy. Here's my prediction on what's going to happen. So right now, they say that she didn't have the chance to cut any deals with the prosecution, but I think an after deal. Yeah, I think an after deal is going to be cut to where she keeps her mouth shut. She gets to go to the club fed of her choice. I think it's going to die quiet because right now they tried her to make it look like they did something and to appease us, the masses who are pissed off about this, who don't like that the rich and powerful seems to be able to abuse our children and get away with it. And so I think that's what's going on here is that she's going to go to Club Fed quietly slip under the radar, get out on parole with maybe she's like facing up to 65 years. She's not going to get that. She's going to get a 35-year sentence, 30-year sentence. She's going to go there for 6 months to 2 years. She's going to slip out on parole and be on parole, wealthy international traveler, quietly speaking, at all her, Save the Whale Foundation stuff for, 28 years. And that's how this is going to play out. And we're going to think that we broke through and got everything done when the FBI covered this up. I mean, let's talk about the FBI. What about that pedophile Olympics trainer Nasser?
Yeah.
They were interviewing girls that he was raping in the 90s.
Yeah.
And what did they do about it? Not a thing.
Not only did they not prosecute, but they didn't remove him from the situation.
They actually worked to defend him during the time.
Mm-hmm.
And so what does the FBI do then? Well, they go on Facebook, they find a group in Michigan who's pissed off about the lockdowns and try to entice them into committing some act that would get them arrested. Started out, there were I think there were something like 10 of them in this group. It was Wolverine Defense Force or something, just a Facebook meme group is all it was. And they come in and start saying, oh, we got to do this, and they start rabble rousing in there. All those original guys leave.
Yeah, because that wasn't their intent. It was a place for them to vent.
Yeah, and then new guys that had been brought on by the FBI informants, just like they have all the time, they go and recruit somebody who's maybe a little close to that idiot IQ level and get them to commit an action, just so the FBI looks like, hey, look what we've done against terrorism. No.
Yeah.
You guys made this. I mean, look at the 91 World Trade Center bombing.
Yeah.
The FBI did all of that and walked. So the FBI needs. I'm sorry, feds, if you're listening. If you're a good guy, you need to rethink your. You need to clean up your organization, and if you're a government official, you need to tear it down.
You need to make a choice between your integrity and having none.
The FBI needs to go away.
Yeah,
that's
I agree.
it. Just needs to go away. It has shown itself to be a corrupt institution that's only there to defend international wealth. It's not there to defend people. I think the states need to take that over. And, the Nasser thing pisses me off. These young girls that we're sending away to foreign countries to represent us, he's molesting them. The FBI knows about it. And they're like, yeah.
And they're some of the most vulnerable populations because this is their dream. And they have trained their entire lives.
And they're pulled away from their parents at times. Trust is given over. Everything else. I mean, and he's in there raping these young girls, and the FBI protects him on that.
Yeah.
But that's my thoughts. I think that old Ghizzy is just going to skate out, go on a long parole, and because they've appeased the populace. Us rabble has been appeased and are no longer roused, and she's just going to walk.
It's too bad.
And all the things that was going on are still going to be going on. There's probably someone else right now who's already starting up that honeypot program.
It never stopped.
Or the selling little girls to the rich and famous program, and all your movie stars and music stars and politicians right now are cruising on a plane or a fancy yacht, and they're doing unquestionable things with young ladies. And I don't know. I think the only way to cure this is to actually bring it to light.
Yeah, I do too. And I don't know if that would even cure it or just drive it deeper. But I think step one is we have to be watching out for the people in our communities. We have to be paying attention.
We do.
Most of us are nose down, worried about our own stuff, facing computer, phones, work, our personal lives. We have to get involved. If we see things happening, keeping it quiet is just not the way to go. We've got to get involved. We've got to get involved in our communities.
If you're a parent, get involved with your kids. If you're a neighbor, defend the neighborhood, kids. Let's keep this keep it whole, and
Yep.
yeah, I think we're doomed unless we all step up. But there's that old adage that I repeat all the time lately, and that's strong men make good times, and good times make weak men, and weak men make hard times. And I think we're in the weak men phase of that.
Oy, that means hard times is next.
I think hard times are coming. We've got, what, 15% inflation are the guesstimates right now?
Yeah.
That's crazy. 15%
Ridiculous.
inflation. That's scary stuff. Yep. But the world will feel it. China's collapsing. It's all collapsing. It's all coming down. But, keep your family close, your friends close. Humna, humna. Also, if you could, we're going to close this up. Remember, if you buy a fart and mail it to a friend, it's funny. If you buy a fart and keep it for yourself, it's creepy.
It's your public service announcement.
Yes. Buying a fart and mailing to a friend.
Personal
is
fart
good.
usage.
My favorite
It's
is
creepy.
still my dad signed one of his buddies up for Vietnam because that was the time. And then his buddy signed my dad up for interior design work. Our dad signed him up for interior design school, which if anyone knew our dad, he would find that funny too. So they used to play pranks like that on each other too. And I think fart in a jar is one that, had it been available, there would be a lot of jars in abundance all over the houses of that friend group.
I wonder what the half-life of a fart in a jar is. Like, when does it dissipate?
The half-life.
Yeah, like does it build inside the jar and
Like-
then like nuclear energy,
Like
like
it's
nuclear
nuclear.
waste? What's the half-life? Jared should Grace has a science experiment coming up for the
Oh.
science fair.
Oh my gosh.
We
Would she do it?
no,
We should have her do it.
but we could test
I'm going
the
to see her
theory
tomorrow night.
of like what's
Oh.
the half-life of a fart in a jar?
I'm going to see her tomorrow night. She can do a whole write-up on this lady, like on the board that you put behind it. And then you don't even have to fart in a jar. Just set them out there and have all the teachers stop and stare at it. I need to find a gullible kid in her grade. God, I should adopt
Listen,
a kid. If I adopted
Our
a
nephew, Dylan,
kid.
he's going to be doing science fair projects too.
I know.
I'm just
in
saying.
on it. I'm in on it. Yep. Yes.
And
Okay.
Anyway.
I'm in on it. All right. If you guys could do us a favor, if you watch this, like and subscribe if you like what you see. Share it if you like it. Share it with a friend. And this was an impromptu. I know our schedule's been all doofy lately, but we're coming.
New Year.
Yeah, the new year's starting. Betsy settled into her thing a little more, so we promise over the next couple months we will be boiled down on how it's going to look on a schedule after that. But we will be back next Thursday at 5:00, right?
Yep.
Thursday at 5:00 we'll be live. We'll be rolling. Remember, keep an eye on your friends and family. These shady, and you can't rely on the authorities to protect you.
Absolutely not.
They haven't been protecting anyone for quite a while.
It takes a village. It is time we start building villages.
Yep. It's time we do that. And remember, fart for a friend, not for yourself. It's kind of weird if you do it for yourself.
And have the best New Year.
Yeah. Happy New Year, everyone. Have some drinks.
Safe. Be
King
safe.
of Huaco Mundo. Did I get it right?
You're getting closer. We're
One
going to
more
have to
time.
have him call in so he can give you some
Yeah.
lessons.
Yeah. Thanks for throwing the messages out. You and me, we're on the same page. It seems pretty transparent the way they sealed everything back up. That's too transparent.
Shady.
And if any politician, current, past, whatever name is on that, is found to have been a proprietor of services offered, that should be it.
Yep.
That they should be done. Not allowed to act in political circumstances ever again. I honestly want him to go to jail, but at the very least, we need to say, you're out. We need to have we don't have to vote you out. You're just found to be a shady bugger, and you're done.
Yeah. You are not in a position to be making policy. Thank you for your time.
No, if you're diddling little kids, party ended.
Yep.
honestly, what I want to do is get a 5-pound sledgehammer with 3-pound handle. And you know what? You won't walk away from this, but you will live. But I am going to pancake right where the legs meet on the inside.
Yeah, it's kind of gross.
That's what I want to do. But anyways, thanks for joining us. Like, share, subscribe.
Have a great week.
Yeah, have a great week. Have a great night tomorrow night. Be safe. Avoid DUIs. It's a modern world. There's Uber. There's everything else. You can ride a bike. You can, mooch a ride. If you're somewhere local, give me a call. I'll help you find a ride home. Unless I, of course, need to find one myself. But then I'll join you in on that party. Anyways, yeah. And we will